Welcome back to Next Gen Amolytics. Today I'll be recapping Week 9 of the NFL. This is my first one of these. The goal being just to give you guys some takeaways and my thoughts on what happened over the course of the weekend of the plays that I did put out on Saturday. Well, Sunday this week, just because of some technical difficulties. But let's get into it. First off, we had that Chargers game. I said I was heavy on the Chargers this week. Herbert did his thing. He covered both our floor and ceiling there. 19 for 29, 250, two TDs there, also interception. He started out slow. And then went into the second half and did his thing. I was thinking a positive game script here, and which is why I picked that Vidal pick, which he did not necessarily do well. Very disappointing there. 12 carries for 30 yards. I try to play both sides of the fences here because I also had Herbert and Ladd, in which I had Ladd with a floor of 60 and a ceiling of 70. He had 56. The logic's kind of messed up there because I thought it was going to be a positive game script, but also I thought that Ladd would cover on the front side of things. So in that first half, and just didn't play out like that. So you have that, and then Vidal, we had him at a floor of 50 and a ceiling of 70, and as I mentioned, he had 30. So very disappointing in that game. And they also had Joe Alt and I believe another starting lineman that got hurt in that game. So I'm probably going to stay away from them for the most part. They still got the receiving crew, but their line is just, a mess. And as it's been, multiple occasions on this year, Herbert doesn't really have time to pass the ball. In this game, he took 6 sacks in itself. So I expect more of that moving forward. Probably a team that I'm going to avoid. Definitely avoiding Vidal. I didn't like what I saw there. They also gave Patterson, the backup running back, 9 carries, and Herbert had 9 carries himself to Vidal's 12. So not seeing the most part of the carries there either. Something that I'm not going to be attacking moving forward. Next up here, I had Jamarr Chase for his receptions wise. We had a floor of 8 plus and then a ceiling of 9 plus. He did end up with 6, had 111 yards in a game where it was just going back and forth, a shootout, which I expect Cincy to be in moving forward all the time. Their defense is horrible, so I'm not going to shy away from betting on him. He's someone that I'm comfortable with taking. Just didn't see the targets this week. Chase Brown had 14 targets for some reason. I believe Chicago's only goal here was to take away Flacco's first option being Jamarr Chase, and they didn't shut him down by any means. He just didn't see the volume of targets as I thought he would in this game. Next up here, we had JSN with a floor of 70 plus receiving yards and a ceiling of 80 plus. He ended up with 8 for 129 on 9 targets in a game where they were killing Washington all over the field. Sam Darnold did his thing, 330 yards, only 3 incompletions. This Washington secondary is horrible, and they're old, and Lattimore just got injured. So it's definitely a secondary that I will be attacking moving forward. And I suggest, backing JSN. He's doing it against everybody, not just this Washington secondary. I believe this is his 6th game, over 100 yards, and over 125, I believe, at least 5 times there. So he's doing his thing this year, someone that's been consistent as well. So I will attack his player props as well as this Washington secondary. Next up here at the tight end position, we got Tucker Kraft. Had him at a floor of 40 plus receiving yards with a ceiling of 50 plus. He ended up with 2 for 20. He got injured in the first half. They believe that he tore his ACL. So prayers out to him. This game script actually worked in our favor too. It was a negative game script for Green Bay, which I didn't think it was going to be. I thought it would be positive. However, Tucker Kraft would still get his, as he is Jordan Love's favorite target. But as I mentioned, he got injured, so that didn't play out. For some reason, Green Bay didn't show up to play against Carolina. Ended up getting upset there. Next up here at the tight end position, had McBride of Arizona at Dallas. Had him at a floor of 5 plus with a ceiling of 7 plus. He ended up with 5 receptions, 55 yards, and a TD on 9 targets. Just needed a couple more of those targets to land. I thought this would be a neutral game script against Dallas. However, it was a positive one for the most part for Arizona. So they're just running the ball, trying to milk the clock. Dallas defense is horrible, so they don't, they can't stop anybody. But I thought the offense would show up more than they did, and they really didn't. They only scored 1 offensive touchdown in this game, so very weird game. But Dallas, wise, I would attack them, their rushing defense, because as I said, they're giving up points. So for the most part, teams are going to be in a positive game script. So just attacking their rush defense will be a point moving forward. And then for our anytime touchdowns, went 2 for 3. Josh Allen and Josh Jacobs scored. It did take Jacobs to the 4th to score that touchdown. And then Josh Allen had 2. Gibbs did not score. End up being Montgomery scoring in that game. So, you have that. They're a shared backfield there. He ended up getting the goal line touch for that touchdown. Wish it was Gibbs, would have cashed all 3 of those anytime touchdowns. So that is my recap. The goal here being a short video in which I give you guys my observations and some takeaways on this week. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. Have a good one.